this video might become important for Pixar in time. To recreate a concept, we need to give you an understanding. The first minute of the 2007 teaser trailer for Wall-E will give you a rough idea of ancient history.
In the summer of 1994, there was a lunch. Me, John Lasseter, Pete Docter, the late Joe Ranft, all sat down. Toy Story was almost complete. And we thought, well, geez, if we're going to make another movie, we got to get started now. So at that lunch, we knocked around a bunch of ideas that eventually became A Bug's Life, Monsters Incorporated, Finding Nemo. And the last one we talked about that day was the story of a robot named Wall-E.
Okay. Now, let's go more in depth. It is sometime in the summer of 1994, and Pixar, based in a small California town called Richmond at the time, was near finished with the development of Toy Story, their very first full-length theatrical film. The four guys behind the story for the film, John Lasseter, the director, Pete Docter, Andrew Stanton, a co-writer, and Joe Ranft, who unfortunately died in a car accident in 2005, were eating lunch at some place called the Hidden City Cafe in Richmond. Knowing that they were almost done with Toy Story, they thought about the future, or future at the time, of Pixar, now that they didn't have any more ideas, and chose to come up with a lot of new ones, all of which got completed by the mid to late 2000s. Whoever came up with an idea would be the director of the movie centered around the idea, and whoever decided to make some changes would gain story credit alongside them.
Lasseter came up with an idea based on a fable by Aesop. The fable was called The Ant and the Grasshopper, and it was about a starving grasshopper who begs for greedy ants to give him food for the winter. He went for this because of how easier it would be to animate bugs than toys. Stanton and Ranft told Lasseter to make the story different from the fable by making it so that the grasshoppers would just take the food. The idea would eventually become A Bug's Life.
Pete Docter, inspired by the fact that Toy Story was based around a childhood belief, thought that Pixar should animate another project like that, but with a different belief, the belief in this new case being that there were monsters hiding in closets or underneath beds, waiting for the right moment to scare them. According to an interview with him for Khan Academy's Pixar in a Box project, the idea began as a film about a monster who scares for a living, but later on, it was about a man becoming a father. This was because his wife was giving birth to a new daughter, Ellie. The idea would become known as Monsters Incorporated.
Andrew Stanton came up with an idea based on his childhood experiences visiting the dentist. The office had a tank which had fish in it, and Stanton would look at the fish, wondering if they wanted to return home in the ocean. According to Go Into the Story, in one of his trips to Marine World, Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, he saw a shark, which he thought could be done so well in animation, like Bug's Life and Toy Story. At that time animation was restricted and advanced materials could not be made. He also got the idea of an overprotective father when he was doing something with his son at the park one day. He got the idea of clownfish by seeing a photo of a clownfish and decided it was perfect for his purpose. The idea would become the Disney Pixar movie called Finding Nemo. Sadly, Joe Ranft never came up with any ideas at that lunch, but Andrew Stanton came up with a second one. An idea in which after terrible events, mankind had to abandon the Earth, but forgot to turn off the last robot. This project did not follow Finding Nemo, which was instead followed by The Incredibles, Cars, and Ratatouille. After Ratatouille, Stanton's project was finally completed and was called Wall-E.
Okay. Now, the point of this video is to maybe spread the idea that there ought to be reenactments of the lunch either based purely on actuality and what was remembered, the exact meals that were eaten at that lunch, the exact words and phrases spoken at that lunch, the way they were said, and many other elements that you can figure out for yourselves. Maybe there could be retellings in the style of drunk history. Maybe there could be recreations like a 21st century biopic. Whatever actors you think are perfect to portray the people there at the time, please tell us your idea for that in the comments down below. Don't forget to tell your other thoughts in the idea in the comments as well. That's all, and we'll see you in a future video.